Hi friends, we are back with another patriotic themed DIY here today. So just a little overview of what we have for supplies. I have 4 of these 12 by 12 frames that came from the Dollar Tree. These are the ones that have the individual places to put your photos. I'm actually going to take this whole insert out and just use the frame itself without the insert. I also have some hot glue warming up right here. I have some of these, I think they're mums. I have red mums, I have white carnations, and I have blue mini daisies that I got all from the Dollar Tree, as well as some baby's breath, which is in here also. Yep, a little bit of baby's breath. Then I have 2 rolls of this dark wood colored contact paper, and this came from the Dollar Tree also. So let's get started with this DIY. First thing I'm going to actually do is take the plastic off all of the frames and take them all apart, like take all the inserts out. Right, so I went ahead and pulled out all of the inserts, which are right here from each one of the frames. And I mean, you can save this if you want, if you think you might use it for like another project or something, you can. I'm just sticking mine aside because I'm not going to use any of those. All I'm going to be using is the actual frame in the glass and the backing piece. So this is the back piece. It looks just like cardboard on the other side. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be taking my contact paper, which I opened one up already, and that's what it looks like. It just comes in a roll and it's sticky on one side and it's got the grid. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting 12 by 12 inch pieces. I'm going to use this as a template. So I'm going to be cutting 12 by 12 inch pieces from my contact paper. And then I'm going to be sticking that contact paper on this side of my cardboard backing. So this side is going to stay, the black side is going to be the back of the frame, and then the contact paper is going to stick on this side right here. All right, so basically what I'm doing is I'm just opening up my roll here. I'm going to just take a little marker on the back side. And what's nice about this contact paper is it's already marked with a grid. So I'm just going to make a little mark in one corner and line up my cardboard with the lines, and then I'm going to make a little mark in the other corner. Actually, I'm just making marks in all 4 corners just so I know where to cut. Alright, so once I have all my little marks, then I can just go ahead and cut what I need and just follow the lines. So I'm going to do this for all 4 pieces. So now I've got a square just like this, which is what I'm going to do for each of the frames. So I have my 4 pieces of contact paper, the 4 12 by 12 inch square pieces, and I realized that I do have enough to do 4 out of 1 roll, and this is what I have left over. So you do not have to buy 2 rolls if you don't want to. I have an extra roll now that I can use for something else, but 1 roll is definitely enough. I wasn't sure if it was going to be enough when before I started the project. That's why I bought 2. So now what we're going to do is we are going to just adhere this contact paper to the back side of our frame backings. So I'm just going to open this contact paper up. Now this is where you got to be kind of careful because it is sticky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up 1 corner, and remember we're going to stick it to the brown side. So I'm going to open up 1 corner of the contact paper. Now this is the sticky part. I'm going to lay this brown part right down on top. I'm going to line it up as best as I can, right on top of the brown contact paper, or the brown side, the sticky side of the contact paper. Just kind of push the corner, then I'm going to flip it around just like this, and now I can kind of slowly open the rest of the contact paper and stick it all to the back side, or the front side of my frame backing. Okay, so now we have this right here. It looks like wood on one side. That's the back. So I'm going to do this same thing to all 4 backings of each frame. All right, so now I have my contact paper on each one of my frame backings. So now I'm going to just go ahead and put these right back in my frames. And I'm just going to push my little side pins down that hold it in place. And I will do this for all 4 frames. But now what we've got is we've got like a frame that's got like a wooden background. All right, so now I have my frames all laid out, and I actually have them laid out the way that they're going to be laid out when I hang them on the wall. So basically you just want to make sure that before you start this next step that you lay them all out the way you want, and that the hanger right here on the back is facing in the position upright, so that when you hang it on the wall, that's how it's going to hang. So now, as you can see, I actually have my wood grains going in different directions, which that's kind of what I wanted. You can have them all going in the same direction if you want, but I kind of liked the variation of the wood grain. So I have them all laid out how I'm going to have them on the wall. All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here on the left-hand side. And I'm just going to make, I've got my Sharpie marker, and I'm just going to write right on the glass because you're not going to see it, but I'm going to measure in 3 inches and put a little mark, and then 3 inches and put a little mark, just like that. So I have a couple little marks. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. I'm going to measure up 3 inches, put a little mark, and measure up 3 inches and put a little mark. And again, I'm going to move over to, I'll go up to this one up here. I'm going to measure 3 inches over, 3 inches over. Then I'm going to measure 3 inches from the top. Three inches from the top. So basically we're going to have this little box going all the way around our framed piece. 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. Okay, so you can kind of see now that I've got like a box going all around the inside. I'm not going to actually draw a line. You can if you want to. I'm actually just going to kind of use this as a guide. All right, your next step, what you're going to do is I'm going to start pulling off all of my flowers from the stem. So I just have the individual flower. I'm going to pull off each one. I'll do this for all of the flowers that I have, so I just have the stems. I'm not using the stems, so I'm going to toss them. All right, so I went ahead and pulled off all of my stems. I kind of just put them in little bins just to keep them separated. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to start with the red flowers right here, and I've got my hot glue gun. And I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right on the back stem. Make sure... There we go. Just a little bit of hot glue right on the back stem. And I'm going to glue this down so that the edge of the flower is kind of within that guide, of that corner guide. Again, I'm just going to glue that down. And I'm going to go all the way across the bottom until I come over to this side right here. Actually, I might put one over here just so that I know I'm even on both sides. Some hot glue, and again I'm just going to put that down just so the edge lines up with the edge of my guide. Okay, so again, just going to put flowers almost like in a stripe, because basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing red and white stripes of flowers across the front of the frame. But we want to try to use these as sparingly as possible because we don't have a ton of them. So I'm thinking that 3 flowers will fit on each frame. All right, so there's our first stripe of red flowers. Now we're gonna do the same thing with a white stripe. We're gonna do a white stripe of flowers. So I have 2 rows of red and white done on the bottom 2 frames. Now we're going to start working on the top 2 frames. So we're going to do 1 row of red to start. And again, we're going to use this guideline. And this is going to be closer to the bottom, but to the edge of that guideline. And again, 3 flowers across will fit. Right across the bottom, all the way over to this edge right here. Now we are going to start with our blue flowers, our blue daisies right up here. So our blue daisies are going to finish off the rest of this top portion of the top left frame. Now for the daisies, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the very bottom. And I'm going to try to stick that so that the black part of the daisy is facing up. I'm going to stick it so the black part of the daisy is facing up. And again, I'm going to just put the glue right on the very end, the tip of that stem. And just stick it so that the black part of the daisy is facing up. So they kind of sit up off of the frame just a little bit. You might have to hold them a little bit longer than you did the others because they're sitting up on that stem rather than kind of laying flat. So I finished up all of my blue section up on the top left hand piece up here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish and do another white strip. I'll probably be able to do 1 more red, and then I think I will finish with a white strip up the top. All right, so now I have all of my pieces glued on, all of my floral pieces glued on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this top blue piece right here. I'm just going to move these ones up just so that this blue piece is closer to me. And then I'm going to take these little white baby's breath flowers and I'm just going to pull them off so that they're individual little pieces like this. And then I'm just going to glue a few of them onto the blue right over here just so that it looks like little stars on the blue. All right, so I ended up doing 5 rows of 4 of the little white flowers on top. And so now this is just about ready to hang up. I'm just going to pull off the little glue strings. And now I'm going to go and find a spot where I want to hang it. But I think it's going to turn out really, really cute. All right, guys, so here it is. I hung it in my foyer. I think it's really cute when you first walk in my house. You see just a little bit of festive, patriotic. And it's nice because the wood around the edges match the wood of my floor. So it actually goes really well together. So I hope you enjoyed this patriotic Dollar Tree DIY, and I will be posting some more videos. I'm gonna try to post at least once a week DIY videos for the remainder of the summer. So stick around, we'll see you guys real soon. Have a great day.